Hi. Clocks is one of the prime topics one should study to solve the questions appearing lot of competitive examinations like SSC, RRB, banking and IBPS examinations and SBI. And in campus hiring companies like TCS, Wipro, Capgemini and a lot of companies definitely test you on this logical reasoning concept which is clocks. And if you are aiming for higher educations like CAT, MAT, ICET, definitely you should know the concept of clocks. Guys, the significant part of logical reasoning which is not only involves in-depth logical analysis but also involves a detailed level of calculation to solve the questions in the right manner. Guys, in this session, I bring you the detailed concepts of clocks and the types of questions which may asked regard the same. Also, you can practice so many questions. Once you learned this concept, you can practice so many questions on this particular topic. Basically, clock is going to have two hands. One is minute hand. Usually we call it as long hand. The other one is going to be hour hand, or usually we call it as what? Short hand. Visually it will be look like this. So the red one is going to be the minute hand, which is the long hand, and the green one is going to be the hour hand. Okay, there will be a seconds hands also, but the point here is this: in the competitive examinations, they will not test you on the skill of a seconds hand. So, guys, one more important prerequisite is this. When you are doing clocks questions, they will not ask you questions on the digital clocks. It's purely on a mechanical clocks. You know the clocks. So there is not digital clocks, digital watches kind of thing. Okay. So before getting into the topic, I want you to know some facts regarding the clocks. Clock is always in circle. Okay. There are two hands. Let me talk about first the hour hand. Okay, shortly I can write H, hour hand, and I can write minute hand as MH. Okay, yeah. Guys, if you closely observe, in a span of how many parts you have, you will have 12 equal parts, and again you can write 1, 2, 3, for 5 equal parts will be there in between. Okay, so the point is this: the minute hand, okay, and hour hand are very, very important. Guys, in a span of 12 hours, your hour hand will rotate how many degrees? Yeah, it will rotate how many degrees? Totally 360 degrees. So in 12 hours time, it's going to rotate 360 degrees. Someone will ask you, in 1 hour, it will rotate how many degrees? In 1 hour, it will rotate 360 divided by 12, that is nothing but 30 degrees. So, between every hour, it's going to be 30 degrees. Okay, again 1 to 2, it's going to be 30 degrees. Okay, so 30 degrees. So, 1 hour will have how many minutes? So, 1 hour will have 60 minutes. Okay, 60 minutes is equals to 30 degrees. So, I can write 1 minute is equals to 30 by 60, which is nothing but half a degree. Okay, 1 minute is equals to 30 degrees, which is nothing but what? Half a degree. Okay, so this is regarding the knowledge you should have while solving this is most important point, because every question is going to depend on this particular points only. How about our minute hand? Minute hand, in 1 hour it completes 360 degrees. So in 1 hour it will rotate 360 degrees. So 1 hour means how many minutes? 60 minutes. In 60 minutes it will rotate 360 degrees. So in 1 minute it will rotate 360 by 60, which is nothing but 6 degree. So 1 minute, which is equals to what? 6 degrees. Okay, so these 3 points are very important. Okay, these 3 points are very important when you are solving the concepts of clocks. Okay, and after this we need to understand few more basic points. Okay, yeah, we need to understand few more basic points. Yeah, this was I have explained you. So 60 spaces trace an angle of 360 degrees. So equal parts, 60 equal parts will be there. That's why every minute space we call it as, 60 equal parts will be there throughout 360 degrees. So guys, the key points are this here. 1 hour, minute hand, 60 minute spaces are 360 degrees. So I can say 5 minute space are 30 degrees. This is what I have explained you. In 1 minute, the minute hand, it make an angle of 6 degree. The hour hand, it make an angle of half degree. These 2 points are very important. After these 2 points, I want you to understand, now the angle of 90 degrees. Okay, guys, if you closely observe, when you have a time, please try to take your alarm clock and try to rotate the minute hand and hour hand. Okay, you will come to know that in a span of 12 hours, the 90 degrees, you will see 22 times. Okay, in a span of 12 hours, you can see 90 degrees 22 times. Because in every 1 hour, every 1 hour, 90 degrees will make 2 times. In every 1 hour, 90 degrees will make how many times, guys? 2 times. So in 12 hours, people will say 24, but the point is this. Okay, the point is this, guys. Between 2 and 3, 3 and 4, okay, and 8 and 9, 9 and 10, the clocks will not be perpendicular. So in 12 hours of time, you can see only 22 times. So in a day, it's going to be 44 times, which is an angle of 90 degrees perpendicular to each other. So these points are very important. They are direct questions they are going to ask you. And after this, opposite to each other. Okay, opposite to each other are a straight line. So this is what? Coincide. Are opposite to each other 44 times. Which means what? They'll coincide. What do you mean by coincide? You can see here. So this is the coincide. This coincide will happen in 12 hours 22 times only. Okay. And opposite to each other is also 22 times. So both. Basically that is called inline. Okay. Inline means opposite to each other as well as it's going to be coincide. It's going to be coincide. Okay. So, but coincide will happen 11 times in 12 hours. So in 24 hours, it's going to be 22 times. So this is coincide. Okay. Or it may be opposite to each other. But if I add both, it's going to be 44 times. Okay. It's going to be what? 44 times. Yeah. When they are in opposite to each other, definitely it's going to make an angle of what? 180 degrees. Okay, so this is what happens. Okay, and after this, you need to understand a few more points. So finally, I want to tell you this. So, in 12 hours time, 90 degrees will happen 22 times. In 24 hours time, it's going to be 44 times. Okay, and opposite, which means 180 degrees will happen 11 times, it's going to be 22 times. Okay, 0 degrees is nothing but coincide. Coincide means 11 times, 22 times. I can say a word called inline. Inline means both. This is going to be 22, it's going to be what? 44. So if you understand these 4 points, you can solve so many questions. Direct questions will be there. Okay, so 24 hours and it's going to be 12 hours and 24 hours. So this is going to be degrees. Once you understand this particular concept, your job is going to be a cakewalk. Okay, so after learning these points, this is one of the most important point. Minute hand gains 55 minutes over hour hand per hour. How it's going to be? Guys, if you closely observe, okay, if you closely observe, basically when the time is, let's say 12, 1, 2, 3. Guys, if you closely observe, when the time is 12 o'clock, both hands will be like this. So here it was coincide. After again, if you look at here, almost 1 and 1 only, it's going to be at 1-5 only, it's going to be coincide. So the point is this here, the hands overlap about every 65. Okay, for every 65, 5 by 11 minutes. So the hands overlap about after what? 55, 5 by 11 minutes. Okay, so this is the overlap time. Okay, not for every 60 minutes, it's not going to be overlap. For every 65, 5 by 11 minutes, it's going to be overlap. Okay, and after knowing this point, I want you to understand 2 more key points. If the watch of a clock indicates 12:10, if the correct time is 2, what you're going to say? It's a 10 minutes past. Okay. In other hand, if it indicates 1 hour 45 minutes, then the correct time is what? 1 hour 45 minutes. If the correct time is 2, then you have to say it's going to be what? 12 minutes slow. Guys, you will encounter questions based on mirror image, okay, and the actual time. Okay, I want to tell you one important point here. Okay, if the time is 10:10, okay, if the time is 10:10, okay, you want to know the what is the mirror image of this particular time. So just add 1160. Okay, just add what? 1160. Sorry, just subtract the time 10:10, the mirror image, then okay, if the time 10:10 is mirror image, you have to subtract 1160. If you want the exact time, then you have to do it what? Add 1160. Let's see one example here. So one is a real image, one is the mirror image. If the real image is 10 o'clock, so you have to add 1160. So it's going to be what? 60. So 1 and 2160. Okay, what is 2160? Yeah, 2160 is nothing but it's a railway time, right? Okay, so if you want in numbers, just subtract it. So if you subtract it, it's going to be 1160 minus 10 o'clock, that will give you 160. 160 means what? 2 o'clock. So the answer for this question is what? 2 p.m. So this is how you can actually get your answers. Okay, so this is all about the basics of clocks. Thank you.